match between Papua New Guinea and Nauru for the first time. And I'd also like to make welcome on this live telecast my co-commentator Peter Pusal this afternoon as well. Peter, shaping up to be a good match with the conditions just right for a good afternoon of football.
Yes, Kelly, we saw a pretty good game to kickstart this tournament with Niue beating the Song Lions 19 points to 17.
And we can see, of course, the three distinguished gentlemen making their way across. Wesley Raminai, Vice Minister for Sports, Papua New Guinea. Bruce Cook, the General Manager for Oceania Rugby. And, of course, Peter Siamalili, Executive Director for PNG Sports Foundation, as we see the crowd rising to the national anthem for both countries.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of Papua New Guinea. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, as we give a huge round of applause to our officiating committee, the party who is just leaving the field now. Thank you very much. And now Nauru will take on.
Quickly take a look at the team list for either teams for this afternoon. As teams stood at the sideline, and quickly taking a look at Papua New Guinea's starting at the starting props, Tony Sipa, Freddie Andale, Boma Kaupa, along with them on the at lock, Aulo Tio and Monty mostly Aimesa. They're joined also by Cecil Davani, Getsi Raka, Louis Modudula, and as we see the match about to kick off. And once again, the ball's allowed to bounce there by Papua New Guinea, but quickly a ruck is formed as they look to take the ball out, but try to bash it up one more time. Just 10 meters short from the 40. As they spread it towards the left, here comes the captain himself, Aulo Tio. He's taken down in a tackle. And the ball's distributed up again, going across to Jonah Kauta Jr., who chips it over. No fullback at home on this side. And it's a good chase by Papua New Guinea as they come across. A miss there by the PNG Pukpuks. And that's the fullback, Rasmussen, who's taken down in that tackle. As Nauru, first-timers in the 15s match, and currently this match, Peter would actually see them actually have rankings for the first time in their history, so this is actually a groundbreaking game for them.
Yeah, certainly, Kelly, this is a historical match for Nauru, the first ever international rugby match in the 15s format. They played a bit of sevens, but currently this is their very first match as a 15s nation.
And a good tackle there on the fly half, Christides Menke, taken down there as well. And there's a big center running through his, I think it's Romanus Hartman. He takes it up, carrying about 3 defenders with him in the process. Zacharias Ditanamo, the halfback, looks to take the ball up, and he puts it straight into the arms of Filton Amram. Amram's taken just about 10 short from the 40. And the same direction running through again. Nauru currently trying to look at actually spreading it out, but well, they're spreading it. They're not afraid to take a chance on it. And here we see the big winger running across in the corner. That's Elkan Dagiaro. He's making meters, taking a while to put down. Finally, Jonah Kauta Jr. pulls him down. And once again, the Nauru defender unfortunately pushed back there. The big number 8, Adeang, who's I think also the captain as well.
Yeah, it's impressive to see Nauru still maintaining possession. PNG has been defending since the kickoff. Nauru look very fluid and they're composed.
Nauru at the same time not standing near the rucker, standing at least a good 10 meters off, and that ball was a bit scrappy. Referee right inside there to rule a knock on as we see the first scrum being taken right on the halfway mark with a feed going to Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, a mistake there by, I think it was tight head prop Jake DeBao. Referee Posse Ismaili picking it up.
There was no way he was going to hold on to the ball the way he was carrying it. That was the hooker.
Beg your pardon, there was the hooker.
Kirua.
Ashley Kyrie. First set piece of the match. Scrum down on the halfway. PNG feed.
The referee for this afternoon, Posse Ismaili, as Papua New Guinea wins the feed, and they immediately look to go going towards the right. And currently, Nauru's actually forced a turnover. Oh, the referee's actually ruled in favor, and here's big Tony Sipa taking a ball up. The big prop forward taking a while to put down there. Good running from the Papua New prop. The ball's loose out there on the ground and put straight up. Here's Boma Kaupa, the loose head, taking the ball forward. Quick recycling by Papua New Guinea as they take the ball straight up. And of course, Modudula there, not wasting any time. The ball looked to have come free, but here we see the big, the Nagri, I think it's the right center, James Comaris, I think.
Yeah, good tackle by Nauru's halfback, Zacharias Detanana on the blind side. Stop, I think it was Freddie Adale with the charge there.
And they look to have number short on the left as Papua New Guinea looks to exploit the numbers on the inside runner coming right through. And it's the number 14 putting the ball down for Papua New Guinea. Wesley Valley not making any mistakes on that. And you knew the ball was coming on the inside, as we'll take a short replay to have a look at that. But a great set move by Papua New Guinea. And great play there, sucking in the defense. And as soon as they saw them go short, they immediately spread towards the left, as you see.
Yeah, Nauru's spacing on defense got it wrong a bit there. It was short on that left side, and PNG took full advantage of that. Arthur Clement inside ball to Wesley Valley, who's a noted try scorer in both formats, 7s and 15s, so it didn't disappoint there.
And Papua New Guinea immediately jumped to the lead, 5-0 with the conversion yet to come. As I think it'll be Tisa might be kicking.
Let's go.
Could be Tisa Kautu. I think might be
It's Jonah Kautu taking the conversion.
Jonah Kautu's taking the kick.
And so good signs early for... Actually, it's not Jonah Kautu, it's Wesley Valu, the try scorer.
Oh, so the try scorer is actually kicking.
The conversion.
Right.
He has kicked goals also at club level and even digital club level. So there you go. Very talented player.
So Papua New Guinea opening up the scoring after 5 minutes through Wesley Valley.
Yeah, it's good signs for PNG. They needed just one opportunity, one chance in the Nauru 22, and they took advantage of that as Wesley Valley lines his one up.
And we see him sizing up to take the strike. Fortunately, it's swung towards the right. Oh, the left, pardon me. So, score remains unchanged. It is Papua New Guinea leading Nauru 5 points to 0. And once again, some great work there after sustained pressure on the right edge. Finally spreading it towards the left. And, Arthur Clement knew that he had the inside runner running. And Wesley Valley, always deadly when he's about 5 meters or 10 meters out from the try line, running at an angle.
Well, Arthur Clement did telegraph the inside ball, but the inside defender couldn't do anything about it.
That's right. I mean, you could have seen the inside runner coming, but unfortunately, the inside, the cover defender that was coming in, unable to make it on time as they bat the ball back. It's gone past the 10, so fortunately gone to the sideline. Last touch by the Nauru player, so it's a feed, it's a line-out feed, line-out for the Papua New Guinea side. Right about 5 meters away from the halfway mark in PNG territory this afternoon. It's the second match we are broadcasting. Such the ball's coming a bit scrappy, but Papua New Guinea's managed to retain it as they set up to make their way towards the halfway mark. They easily get over that mark, and they quick recycling, and the ball's already spread left. Here's Andale running on the inside, unstoppable. Managed to get through 2 tackles, takes 2 players to put him down. Great run there, right in past the 40-meter mark of the Nauru goal line. As we see big Tony Sipa barging his way and barnstorming, going through the Nauru defense. They're taking about 2 Nauru players to get through, and quickly again, Andale on another break off the side. So they're making easy meters, the Papua New Guinea props. And here's Bomai Kaupa. Again, another quick 5 meters from there. As they spread it towards the left, just a bit of a scrappy pass around the bootlaces. As we see once again, Arthur Clement drawing in the fullback, drawing in the winger, and this, a clear, easy, open try coming through to none other than Freddie Rover.
Yeah, it was it looked pretty easy in the end, but most of the hard work was done by the forwards punching holes through the Nauru defense and getting them on the back foot. Once that was done, there was a lot of space in the back line, and Freddie Roberts is Sevens representative, as is Arthur Clement, and they're showing that speed and that awareness of where the gaps are. They're taking full advantage of that. As we see the replay here, Thomas Singawina fires a pass out to Tisa Kautu, who hands it off to Arthur Clement, who easily gets around his man, leaving an unmarked Freddie Robert to dive. I'd give him about 5 out of 10 for that dive.
Unfortunately, El Cordon Dagiaro from Nauru, unfortunately unable to get there in time for the cover defense in any case, but they already had them short. And obviously when you got, because you noticed from when the Nauru line was actually set, the prop, actually Kayura was also along with Dunstall Harris, tried to drift across, but when you got, a second row and a prop trying to cover against fast backline, that kick actually went in. This time from
on target. This time, so that's 12 points.
I think that's Tisa Kautu.
PNG over Nauru.
It's actually Tisa Kautu actually nailed that. So it's 12 points to 0.
Well, Nauru don't want to let this one get out of hand. They did have a good start to the match. I think they strung about 6 or 7 phases together. It looked comfortable. But it's in their end defending that they're being exposed. As Christidis Mankey, fly half, gets things underway.
Hands off. Step back.
Second ball comes back. None other than Abraham. Pardon me, not Abraham. Mosley Mesa has the ball. Spreads towards the left. And Devani finding easy gaps in between. Freddie Andala taking it up. Takes about 3 guys to put him down. Once again, the Nauru defense getting in line again, realigning themselves as they find gaps on the side. And here's Vali once again putting a few steps, running behind players. Could have easily been penalized in any case. Rugby informed, quick feed by Sengoina, and all of a sudden a quick step by Tony Sipa, finding gaps in the Nauruan defense. They're short on the left if Papua New Guinea looks that way, and I think that's where they're going at the moment. Yes, Kautu passes it off to the other Kautu in this case. Fortunately, I think it's been ruled as a forward pass. I think a penalty's been given.
Yeah, no advantage to PNG. Offside. That last pass must have been forward. So referee Hosi Isamaeli awarding a full-on penalty to PNG. Captain Ahula Otio yet to make up his mind what they're going to do. I think that most likely want to continue this momentum. They are absolutely running this Nauru backline ragged.
Especially the cover defense coming through. The feed's going across to Papua New Guinea as we see Thomas Nguena getting ready to feed. With his counterpart, Detenamo, looking on as well as they spread it towards Jonakautu and giving it straight to Arthur Clement. Arthur Clement pops it up, going straight to Freddie Rowe for his second try this afternoon. So, Freddie Rowe.
They made it look so easy. Credit.
Just after 3
that
minutes.
One down to crisp passing. The man who was supposed to get the ball got the ball, and a bit of enterprising play to pop it up there from the deck by Arthur Clement. As we see John Okautu Jr. finding his man, the fullback in support, and he pops it up for Freddie Rowe, the blindside winger coming across during the back line and going over for his second try.
For the afternoon, as we see, I think it's Tisa getting ready to take another attempt, trying to make it 2 from 2.
Well, this is Nauru's first ever international 15th match. So credit to them for putting a team together and coming all the way to Papua New Guinea.
As we see Tisa striking the ball, getting it through. Tisa making it 2 from 2 and bringing up the score to 19 points to 0 over Nauru. Once again with Nauru coming in, as rightfully said, this is the first match that they've had as a full 15 side. And once again from the replay, quick pop up to Freddie Roba. Couldn't believe his luck when the ball popped up. For his second try in the space of 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, the Nauru team, they know how to play rugby. It's just a difference in intensity. You can quite clearly see that the Pukpuks team are playing at a different intensity. They're doing everything just that much quicker. And when you're doing that, when you're executing like that, it's going to be very hard to try and control the tempo of the game.
Talk about the commentator's curse. As soon as you said that, Pukpuks unable to regather that kickoff.
They just start saying something good about the team or someone. They make a mistake.
That's the ill-fated, what they say, the dreaded commentator's curse.
Well, in that case, I'm sure the Nauru halfback is going to do a very good clearance from the base of the scrum and find somebody running over the ball. They might want to find that centre. He's most definitely the biggest man on the park.
Yeah, the centre, the big one you're talking about, is Romanus Hartman. He is built like a tank, along with
oh, look, they lost the feed.
So your commentator's curse. Oh, my goodness. All right, here we go. Arthur Clement. I thought he'd be clearing already, but he's actually decided to take them on. And, well, here's the big centre we're talking about, Vunipolu. And that ball's just been knocked out. That's an obvious knock on the refs calling it up.
So again, Arthur Clement looking to attack even from deep within his own half. And, well, he is a 7th player, so we make use of that speed and awareness. Hacks it ahead. The cover for Nauru did manage to secure the ball, but they've lost it forward. Mark
Vulipola, big unit. Got the ball and I think he thought it was okay, but it was the tackle from behind that dislodged the ball eventually. In any case, so an opportunity for Nauru to actually have position, which is what they really need at the moment. They're being starved of position. And as I mentioned, Vunipola gets it there, and it's a tackle from behind there that dislodges the ball. The arm coming around by
Wesley Valley.
Wesley Valley, is it? The right wing. Speaking of the right wing, as they head towards the Nauru 22. Papua New Guinea slowly applying pressure. Spread towards the left. Aulo Tio, a pass not finding his outside man, but pretty much finding the right flank. I think it's Getsi Raka. In this case, as the props decide to work it on the Onandale offloading the ball. In this case, it's Papua New Guinea take it in. And now it's up to Tony Sipa, prop who's actually running, and now you've got the man himself within a one-on-one situation. A simple goose step, and away goes Wesley Valley for his second try this afternoon.
Yeah, Wesley Valley was in second gear for that try. It didn't look like he was trying too hard, but you have to give credit to the way PNG managed to take the ball forward, create that momentum, push the Nauru defense back on its hind legs, if I can use that term. But the passing, I'm very impressed with the passing, even from a prop forward like Tony Sipa. Was it Bomai Kaupa gave the pass to Wesley Valley?
That was Tony Sipa that gave it.
Well, again, the ball handling across the park for PNG has been impressive. They haven't been put under too much pressure. That's it.
And that's the man on screen, both of them. Tony Sipa in the big number 1. And, of course, the try scorer, Wesley Valley in 14.
So Tony Sipa gets a try assist to his name.
Yes, you could say that. As we see Tisa Kautu attempting a sideline conversion on the right side. Scores 24-0. If Sipa can add on the extra 2 points, that'll take it up to 26. But Tisa, left footer kicking from his right side. Fortunately, just pushes it in too much. Hooked it a bit too much in this case. Score unsuccessful. The score remains 24 points to 0 PNG over Nauru this afternoon. And everything going the way of Papua New Guinea at the moment. I mean, they've been playing as a full 15s team for a while in any case. Whereas Nauru, we know about the Pacific Games and of course the 7th team that they usually field. So this is the first time we're actually seeing a full 15s team from Nauru, and it's a historical game in itself for Nauru, the first ever. And from this game, they pretty much get their rankings as such. A quick restart there by Zacharias Detanamo. Goes straight into the arms of Aimesa. Aimesa knocks over his opposite number, Johnson Scotty. It's a quick tap. Unfortunately, Singoina was just about to get going, but they actually called for a scrum. I think it's
Hosi Ismaili has found a Nauru defender. Managed to grab possession of the ball, but he found it. Reasonable.
Sit! Hold! Stay nine, go.
As Papua New Guinea looks to spread it in, and all of a sudden you've got a free running James Lumaris still going, finally taken down. Just about 20 meters out from try line, and here they go. Papua New Guinea trying to reach across there. That's, I think, the big number 8, Louis Modudula. And it's a penalty against Nauru.
Offside
a quick tap there by Singoina, and he's taken just about 5 meters short from the line. As they spread it towards the right, Papua New Guinea trying to add another point. Big Tony Sipa charges at his opposite number, and unfortunately unable to stop him. Tony Sipa goes across to score his first try. Well, the first try by a forward for the afternoon.
Yeah, there's certainly worrying signs for Nauru. They can compete with the pace. So playing Mind you, this is a Pukpuks team that hasn't played together in 3 years. The last time the Pukpuks team played was 3 years ago, 2016. They haven't shown that they haven't lost much in that time. They're still a very, very good team. And Tony Sipper,
I don't think you could believe his luck.
he had a try assist in the last score, and now he's scored a try himself.
He went one better in this
Yeah,
case.
so he's definitely, and he also plays 80 minutes, I believe.
Yes. He plays for the local Port Moresby-based, I think they call it Capital Rugby here in Port Moresby. He plays with the Brothers and the Brothers Rugby League Club in Port Moresby. Won the second straight premiership this year. And much of his other teammates are also on the Brothers teammates are also on the Pukpuks team as well, the PNG national team as well. As we see Tisa Kautu attempting his conversion. He strikes it. And the flags are up. So it's 31 points to 0.
Nauru yet to register.
31 points to 0 after 20 minutes gone. 31 points to 0. After 20 minutes of play and just a quarter of the match already gone. And Nauru definitely have to put their mark on this. But like rightfully what you were saying, Peter, Papua New Guinea is controlling the pace of the game. They're playing to their own tempo. And the Nauru team definitely being starved of the football. It's just possession that they're not getting at the moment. But it'll be interesting to see what they can do if they get possession and position as well. If they can find, if they can get some quality ball within the 22 of the Papua New Guinean end. As once again we see Freddie Andale making some easy meters through the Nauru defense. He's taken down right on the 40-meter mark. As a quick play towards it, once again try scorer Tony Sipa running over one of them. Nauru players making, I think it's the fly half that is. Christidas Menke as they spread it towards the right, and once again finding short. Here's go Wesley Valley on the sideline. Somehow managing to stay in the field of play. As Papua New Guinea once again, and here comes the big number 8 Louis Modudula. Pretty much struggling to put him down. And here comes Aulo Otio, the captain, the big number 4. As I think it was an infringement by the hooker for Nauru coming through.
We've got a PNG.
Oh, PNG knock on.
We'll have a scrum with Nauru finally looking to get some possession. I hope they can make the most of this opportunity. Hooker Ashley Tyro there coming through to spoil, and he forced a mistake. Scrum half Zacharias Datanamo defeat the scrum for Nauru. They need to hold the scrum and launch off it.
That's a big push by Papua New Guinea. As they spread it towards the left, and here goes Wunapolu. And second time he's put that down. Unfortunately, things not going the way for the big center. He is a big unit. And it would have been interesting to see him. I was just waiting for the matchup where he'd be actually running onto the ball and seeing how Papua New Guinea, especially with the smaller sized backliners, would actually go up against him in any case. Unfortunately, Vunipolu are just unable to hold on. Unable to hold on to the ball.
He was actually knocked out by Getsi Ruckers tackling and wrapping around him. He just needs better ball security. They had that opportunity, they've squandered it, and now they have to defend from the scrum. And as we've seen in the last 25 minutes, the Pukpuks are dangerous from anywhere on the field.
Now they've been gifted an opportunity about 45 meters out from the Nauru goal line. And once again, just possession's just not going in the way of Nauru at the moment. They just can't seem to hold on to the ball. And if they can get some quick turnovers and actually control their own pace, I mean, it'd be interesting to see what the Nauruans can do this afternoon. At the moment, it's just been one-way traffic to Papua New Guinea. And peeling off the side, here comes Modudula. Modudula's got Wesley Valley on his outside. He passes it off to Wesley Valley. Wesley Valley just managed to shrug off a defender and scores his third try for the afternoon.
Yeah.
Wow, it's happening for Papua New Guinea. And Wesley Valley just adding to his tally this afternoon.
Well, number 8, Pukpuks, Louis Moredula was allowed to run for a pretty long stretch there off the base of the scrum. Nauru's defense of the scrum needs to be much better than that. They needed to stop him right there. You can see the blindside flanker had no idea. And Moredula's got a good turn of pace, and he just outflanked his opposition. And I don't think Wesley Valley is going to score an easier try all year.
Definitely. So that makes it try number 3 this afternoon for Wesley Valley. He had one in the 5th minute. He pretty much opened the try scoring for Papua New Guinea. Scored the first one in the 5th minute, the second one in the 17th. And about 9 minutes later, he scored his third hat-trick for the afternoon. As we see Tisa Kautu attempting this conversion from the sideline. He strikes it. It's coming good, but just short. So the score remains at 36 points to 0. Nauru yet to post any points on the board as we see them making their way back. About almost 27 minutes of play have actually gone.
Yeah, so blindside move there. Straight off the base of the scrum, Modedula outflanks the defender. Actually, no one there to tackle him, and he just allowed to run all the way down that side of the field. Handed off to a very, very good finisher in Wesley Valley, who did not make any mistakes there.
Yeah. Get back.
Referee Posi Isamaeli having a little discussion there with Zacharias Datanamo. He finally gets the kick away, fielded by Arthur Clement. By Thomas Singino, gives it to Arthur Clement. Tisa Kautu decides on the direct approach. Sets up a ruck. Singawina. And this is Tony Sipa, who's taking some stopping breaks, 3 defenders.
The Pukpuks spread towards the right. Unfortunately, sloppy pass there, going to ground and try scorer. The hat trickster himself, Wesley Valley there. Still managing to get away, and the big hooker, Akayura, coming from behind to complete that tackle. And of course we see Papua New Guinea still throwing it around in their own half, coming through. Captain Aoilo Otio going to ground there. And a great turnover there by Dunstall Harris from Nauru there. Good work by him.
Yeah, the lock got down quickly on his haunches, went for the ball and wasn't taken out in the rut. So the penalty has gone to his team. He's finally earned his side an opportunity. They cannot let this one pass by. They have to make the most of it. And they've committed a cardinal sin. They haven't found touch.
In the case of things really not going all the way for Nauru at the moment, as Papua New Guinea not afraid to throw it in their own 22 as they make the way out of the 22, and a quick dummy there. And unfortunately, I think the ball's traveled forward.
So no going. Pushing forward.
Yeah, fortunately for Nauru, the ball is traveled forward. This was looking very...
pretty dangerous, them coming on the sidelines. They're
basically outflanking, running through, running around Nauru's defense at will. Nauru's only opportunity now is to firstly get possession and slow this game down to their pace. Otherwise it'll be all one-way traffic. As we see the initial break here, dummy throw by...
It was ruled to have traveled forward off Getsi Raka's... Came off the back, travelled off Getsi Raka, and Wesley Valley caught it at the end, but referee ruled that the ball had travelled forward. In any case, it is a feed for Nauru, and finally inside the Papua New Guinea half. Let's see if something positive can actually come out of this for Nauru in this case. Nauru still yet to post points. At the moment, 36 points behind Papua New Guinea. And Papua New Guinea comes up with a big push in the scrum and have actually managed to push over, getting the ball back in any case. As we see them floating the ball up, here goes Arthur Clement. Arthur Clement running down the corner. You've got Vunipola running behind him. As the fullback comes in, Denuga comes in, and at the moment the defense are at 6s and 7s for Nauru at the moment, but they've just managed to actually turn over the ball. Have they? No, unfortunately, ref ruled ruck. And for a moment there, I thought they could actually pinch the ball, but that hasn't happened. Nauru defense slowly getting back, and a quick jump over the sideline. Tony Sipa thought he was going to get his second one for the afternoon.
Get up. Okay.
Yeah, he was playing advantage, the referee, and Thomas Singuna getting ready to restart play right on the 10-meter mark, right in front of the Nauru goal line. He gives it off to Tony Sipa, who's looking for his second, and he's actually managed to score his second. As easy as that. Easy as you like. Tony Sipa, in the 31st minute, has scored his second try. Nothing comes easy for props these days, and Tony Sipa definitely lapping that one up, enjoying it. I think he needs a bit of attention there.
And we were saying, Kali, that Tony's actually an 80-minute player, which is pretty rare for a prop.
Yep.
He can play the full 80 minutes at a good intensity, which is, concerning if you're a Nauru player, because imagine trying to tackle him for 80 minutes inside your 20
running
minutes.
for 80 minutes.
It's not something that you relish. As we see Tisa Kautu lining up. It's his 5th conversion attempt.
This afternoon, Tisa strikes.
Hooks it
towards the right, and the score goes up 41 points to Nauru yet to score this afternoon.
Well, this is most certainly a baptism of fire for Nauru into the ranks of international rugby.
And as you see, Tony Sipa, easy as you like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders around him.
Yeah, they'll be calling him Tony the Nightmare if you're a Nauru player or a fan. Tony the Nightmare.
Tony the Nightmare, Tony the Truck, man. He just ran through everyone.
That's right. So he's currently off the field receiving treatment, and I think we have
Is that ready for a kick, okay?
a replacement who's on.
No, he's actually still on. He's still on field.
Oh, there you go. That's how tough Tony is.
So he's standing, I think, right behind Cecil Devani, getting ready to lift him. As the ball comes back, goes straight to Morudula. He's been running like a man possessed all afternoon. And Papua New Guinea just content to run the ball. Tacklers are bouncing off easy, and Andale once again, elusive as ever, just unable to. As we see Papua New Guinea making their way easily past the 50, the halfway mark, and Thomas Singoina putting it out there. A quick run around play. Arthur Clement in space. You got Robert looming on his left. But Arthur Clement, does he have the speed to go? Puts it back in. Unfortunately unable to get it, but the ball traveled backwards, so it's still play on. And Papua New Guinea, you can see the Nauru defender still running back, clearly offside. Referee's going to be blowing a penalty soon. In the case, the captain himself, Arlo Otio, puts it over, and that gets a rousing reception from the Papua New Guinea crowd that's gathered here at the stadium this afternoon.
Well, when you have a big forward, a lumbering forward like Arlo Otio, running 20 meters virtually untouched and scoring a try, then you know you're in good form. And that's what PNG has been doing all day in this first half of their Oceania Rugby match against Nauru.
The captain himself, Arlo Otio.
Quick clearance there from Thomas Singuina. Long ball out to Otio, who was the first receiver on this occasion, and he took some stopping. That's 3 defenders he's taken over. Run through to score that try, which is it's all one-way traffic, Kelly, here at the PNG Football Stadium, the second match of the opening day of the Oceania Rugby tournament here in Port Moresby. Papua New Guinea 46-0 at the moment with a kick to come.
The last 2 tries have been scored by props, by forwards, mind you. Tony Sipa just scored the try. Arlo Otio scored.
Tisakautu adds 2 more to make it 48.
Tell it.
And Nauru
Did it go?
yet to register.
He went in.
Nauru trudging back to the halfway for the restart, and they need to find a way to hold on to the ball first. The initial problem is they haven't had the ball. When they've had the ball, they've turned it over, so they need to address that issue first before looking at building some pressure and hopefully scoring some points, getting some confidence back.
Okay, Detanamo puts it up.
Advantage.
Fortunately, that was knocked in by Andale, referee playing advantage. And Dunstall Harris there. Oh, I think the ball was put down.
Knock out by Black.
Referee playing advantage, knock on, taking the ball back to mark the scrum. Otherwise, it's going to be a feed for Nauru now. If you've noticed from the last try that happened with Aolotia, you would have noticed that the Nauru defense has been struggling to get back on side. So they've just been flat out defending. Obviously, that takes a lot out of you doing tackles, running up to, put cover defense on. And, it's obviously going to take a toll if you've been doing that for the last 30 minutes flat. In any case, now one of those rare opportunities where Nauru gets the feet inside the PNG half. They manage to hold on to the ball. The big lock forward manages to shrug off, and that's none other than Damon Adeang. The ball comes back. Detanamo passes it off straight to the hooker, Kayura. Kayura takes the ball through. Unfortunately, no one there to claim the ball. Easy as you like. Boma Kaupa thought he actually had the ball, but the referee said now racket formed.
Number 9 offside.
He hadn't ruled the ball come out yet.
Yeah.
And we see Detanamo trying to find the line near the Papua New Guinea goal mouth, and they've just taken it about 10 meters away from the PNG try line. So let's see if Nauru can capitalize on this rare opportunity to actually score whilst they were just 10 meters away from the PNG try line. And it's going to be the first time I think the PNG defense will be tested.
Yeah, the very first thing they should be thinking about, Nauru that is to secure the line-out ball first. Then they can work from there. Can't do much without the ball.
Okay, great. It's a good feed. Immediately they start packing down to make the maul. The slow driving. Papua New Guinea getting their numbers and trying to push the ball. The ball's out. And taken by Kayura. As we see if they're going to be making full use of their big back line. But at the moment it's the forwards just trying to establish a set, a few phases, and they've turned over the ball.
Yeah, Nauru's turned it over. And you could just tell from the body language on that hit up off the ruck that the player who received it didn't want it. And hence he was hit hard and lost the ball. So again, you got to be smart about who they give the ball to and play it to their strengths, which is what they're not doing. The mistakes aren't helping either. So Nauru have a scrum in the right part, but they're not feeding it. Right part of the field. Can they put pressure on the Pukpuks?
It's going to be a Pukpuks feed, Papua New Guinea feed. Now I'm wondering if they're going to be clearing out or if they're going to think about running it. If they're going to think about running it, it's pretty much a show of disrespect for the defense. In any case, I mean.
Well, it more so it'll show how confident PNG are.
Yep. At the same time, yes, on that note. Thomas Singoina getting ready to feed the ball. His opponent, Detanamo, pardon me. He's currently hanging around the side as they give it straight to Jonakautu. Jonakautu untouched, palms it off straight to Getsi. Pardon me. Getsi and the ball just went flying over the top.
I'm not sure who Wesley Valley was trying to pass that ball to, but it looked like he was in some space and wanted to draw the defender. As we see half-time blown by referee Jose Isamaeli, PNG 48 points to Nauru 0 here in the second match of the Oceania Rugby tournament at the PNG Football Stadium in Port Moresby.
Once again, this is the live coverage of the Oceania Rugby Cup 2019, Rugby Union Cup 2019. The first match today, so of course the match between Solomon Islands and Niue, and that saw them lose by 19 points to 0. But taking a look at some of the tries that happened this afternoon, and it's pretty much a ball that was spread towards the left. In other words, Arthur Clement, a quick inside ball to Wesley Wiley, who scored the first try. That was in the 5th minute, and straight after that, making use of that as well. Arthur Clement definitely creating opportunities, and then here's another one. Arthur Clement is best giving it to Freddie Robber. Freddie Robber, easy as you like, in the corner. That was in the 10th minute. And it wasn't long before Freddie Robber was back in action again. This time, once again, Arthur Clement straight to the middle, pops it up. Freddie Robber, bang. And the 13th minute, 3 minutes later, Freddie scores his second. And just when things, you thought that was going to be the end of it, of course, big Tony Sipper palms it off to Wesley Wiley. Wesley Wiley in and away. And scores in the corner in the 17th minute. And then straight after him, easy as you like, 3 minutes later, big Tony Sipper comes charging over the top. Unable to be contained by his counterpart, Sherlock Dunuga. Ran straight through him. Scores it there, puts his first one down. And then again, Modudula gives it off to Wesley Wiley for Wiley's number 3, making his hat trick in the 26th minute. And then straight after that, Tony Sipper once again. Alo Otio, straight over the top. And straight through to score. Try the captain himself, grabbing one right next to the sticks. And of course, Tony Sipper's second try came in the 31st minute when he ran over, I think, three people with 2 others on the side. A big show of strength by Papua New Guinea this time, and I think that's pretty much sending a warning to the other 2 teams. That's to Niue and to Solomon Islands of what Papua New Guinea is capable of this afternoon. So that's a strong show of force by Papua New Guinea in this match this afternoon. So I guess there will be mental notes being taken this afternoon from what they've seen as well. And I think for Nauru, I think it's a building phase. And this is his first match, and who better to play it with than with Papua New Guinea on their historic, or should I say history-making match this afternoon.
Yeah, I think for Nauru, they're learning from this experience. On the first half, 48-0, they've let I think eight or 9 tries through, which is probably not the way you want to start your international foray. But it's now up to them in the second half to control, make the adjustment, and to control the pace of the game. And I've always said this: you have to have the ball in order to have a chance to win a match. You cannot win the match without the ball. So, I would think the coach is telling them right now that we have to have possession. Whether it's in our half or their half, we have to have possession, and we can't keep making mistakes, coughing up possession, losing ball in set pieces, especially in the scrums, because PNG's backline pretty much capable of tearing up the Nauru defenders from anywhere on the field, and it's a huge problem they have to get over. Look, obviously, 48-0 down is a long way to come back, and without wanting to say the inevitable or the obvious, they have to find something in order to be competitive and to show the Pukpuks that they can at least match them in some areas and play smart rugby. I think the other problem is they haven't been playing smart rugby, and the turnovers have been really killing them. So 48-0 is probably a foregone conclusion. But as someone sitting up in the stands watching this game, you'd want Nauru to make a better effort in the second half.
Oh, definitely. In Nauru's case, every time they did have the ball, I mean, they kept turning it over. So it's about them actually having that retention. They've got to work on how they're going to keep the ball, keep the ball. I mean, maintain possession of the ball. Whether depends on how many phases they're going through. In any case, but if they're turning over cheap ball, you're going to have problems at the end of the day. So they've got to start working on how they're clearing their rucks, which I saw pretty much. They were turning over a lot of times, even their ball handling as well. I was really hoping to see against, big units like, as I was talking about, Hartman and Vunipola. Those two big centers, I thought they were actually going to be using those, but it's still got 40 minutes left. We'll see what the team, the coaching team, the management actually does with Nauru coming the second. Just with the few mistakes that they've had with the ball handling.
Yeah, I think the
restarts as well, the drop balls.
Also, the big difference you can see in this game is that the Pukpuks are playing at a different intensity, a much higher intensity.
Mm-hmm.
Everything they're doing is complemented. It's being done at a high intensity, but also complemented with a very high level of skill. Passes are sticking. Players have managed to break tackles. Their body positioning is very good. Everything is being done at a different level to Nauru. What Nauru need to do now is they need to turn this into a battle of attrition and play tight, which is what they can't be trying to score tries from deep in their half. They need to play this smart. So the first thing is they need to have possession, but also use it wisely, judiciously, and play it in PNG's half. They got to stem the flow, because if this keeps up, we could be looking at a very big score. I remember a while back, PNG played Tahiti in an international and beat them 96-0, which was a very massive scoreline. We could be looking at that. I mean, 48 plus 48 is 106 or 96.
My 96. Goodness, where did you get your math from?
Yeah, I'm not sure where I got that from. But it's not looking good for Nauru. But they need to find something in the second half.
I mean, definitely, I think they might be talking about, for them in terms of the coaching, might be just telling them, get the basics right. Position every time. Once you get the little stuff right, okay, then the opportunities might present itself. And if you want to force your hand and want to try throw the miracle ball, you might actually make things bad for yourself. But like as I mentioned, this is the first inaugural match of for Nauru to actually participate as a 15th team. They're getting their rankings from this point onwards. It is historical in itself, so I mean they're going to learn a lot from this coming up.
Well, from the PNG side, who have you found impressive apart from the entire team? I mean, there have been a few standouts. Tony Sipper has been amazing.
Tony Sipper's been amazing. Well, for me, Arthur Clement, I mean, his try assists and him popping up and running like an extra 5'8", man, he's been outstanding for them. Even Morudula, his charges have been inspirational in itself. And they've been savage. That's all I can say.
In all areas. For Nauru, I've been impressed with the number 11 Elkodon Dakiaro. When he's had the ball, he's looked likely to break the line, hard to tackle, and he's also popped up in cover defense. Even though it's in a forlorn attempt, he still managed to be there and to hurry the PNG runners. Mm-hmm. So he's obviously trying his best. I think the tight five for Nauru need to be a lot better in this half, and basically, and this is what probably Solomon Islands were guilty of in their game, in their loss to Nauru, Niue. They need to get the respect of the opposition.
True.
The first thing to do when you want to get respect from the opposing team is you need to hit them really hard in defense and make them feel it. They need to get more aggressive in the second half, and it's all or nothing basically for Nauru. This is their first test, their first international. They got nothing to lose. 40 minutes to go. They're 48 points down. If I was them, I'd throw the kitchen sink and everything else.
True.
At the Pukpuks.
For Nauru, I actually like the hooker, Ashley Scott Kairoa. He's been pretty much, trying his hard out to cover, be in every defensive effort there as well. Also, Dunstall Harris and Abraham Itzimera, I've been seeing them at all the breakdowns. They've been getting there, the first people getting there. So that's some of the positives coming from these are the two lock forwards and, of course, the hooker for Nauru. So some positives there. And I think they've managed to hold up the halfback, Scotty Johnson. Pardon me, halfback, the flanker.
Yeah, so again, we're saying, talking about a positive, what Nauru needs to do, probably not the way they wanted to start this second half. The kickoff was catchable, but they fluffed that one up, and the player who did manage to hold on to the ball has been held up by the defenses. Thomas Singuina feeds the scrum.
And they go towards the right, coming straight to Tisakautu. Tisakautu puts it in. Oh, almost. Arthur Clement almost let that one go. Once again, they go towards the right. They're kind of a man short there for him, but Morodula once again providing to be a handful for the Nauru defense as he edges towards the 22 of the Nauru half. And here's Bomai Kaupa taking the ball, hitting up Tony Sipa right behind him to bridge. And this is Cecil Davani. Old Father Time making his way into the field, getting into the fray as well. The ball's been actually turned over. Not bad. Good rucking from, counter-rucking from Nauru themselves. And I think this should be the time where they'll be getting themselves out of trouble. And the man I was talking about, Kayura, there he is with an inspired charge. Managing to bounce off Gitsi Raka right there. And Kayura handing it off straight to... that ball was slapped down. That could have been intentional.
Well, positive signs there for Nauru. They look determined, but unfortunately that play's broken down because of a mistake.
I actually thought the first time, as soon as they managed to turn over the ball, they'd be kicking for position, getting out of their half.
Well, when you haven't held on to the ball for a long time, you can't miss it, so you want to hold on to it.
Yes, that's fine. Hey, let's go to.
Referee Posse Ismaili has stopped play for a short period of time as both sets of forwards reset for this scrum. He's blown time back on. Thomas Singuina going up his options. Pukpuks looking to attack. They've got options on either side of the scrum.
And they're just about 15 meters out. 15 or roughly about 20 meters out. Singuina feeds it towards the right. Kautu pass it on the inside straight to Clement. Clement all the way across to Roba. Oh, Valley, was it? Wesley Valley makes it number 4 this afternoon.
Try has been given.
Wesley Valley makes it number 4.
Wesley Valley is having a field day on the right edge there for the Pukpuks. Again, the Pukpuks run as a move off the base of that scrum. No forwards needed. Straight through the hands. A few men cutting back in. In fact, Ferry Rowe from the other wing joined in, and he created the extra man.
Yeah.
And Wesley Valley, he had the defender on him there, but there was no stopping him. He was too much momentum and too much awareness.
He's been a nightmare there for young Dagiaro.
And the Pukpuks bring up the half century. They've gone past 50 with the kick to come. Well, if the Pukpuks are serious about making the most of this match, they will not let up. They have to. They've won this game pretty much, but whether they clock off or continue the intensity.
Kautu puts it through, and he manages to nail this one.
And the left boot of Tisa Kautu raises the flags.
Now the new score sits at 55-0. So once again, Arthur Clement once again, the man who throws the last ball to the try scorer. And I think this is the third time this has happened. And as I mentioned, Elko Don Dagiaro, the young winger for Nauru, he's just had a bit of a nightmare trying to defend against Wesley Valley on that left edge. As we see Detanamo restarting play. The ball coming down. Getsi Raka, the first person to catch it, goes past the 40, straight over the top of Detanamo, and is finally taking the ground. Ball goes across to Tony Sipa. Tony Sipa running like a 5'8", and still running and still going. He's finally put down there, right into the half of...
Hands on the ground,
into the Nauru half. Unfortunately, hands in the rucks. Kayura was off his feet when he grabbed the ball. Like I said, Kayura seems to be everywhere.
He's everywhere, but he's not doing much.
Here's Tony Sipa.
Look, in terms of defense, you need to get a stop on a runner like that and hit him hard. Nauru are just not competing defensively. Then they're allowing the Pukpuks to just run roughshod over them. 55 points to nil, and they're defending this line out, not far out from the try line. Freddie Andela will find his mark. You got several options. You've got the number 6 Cecil Devani, the number 5 Cecil takes this one. Interestingly enough, he doesn't turn around, set a maul, he drives straight through.
Contest, score it offside.
Well, finally, some respite for Nauru. They've got a penalty from infringement by the Pukpuks.
And the fullback puts the.
I was told before the match.
Rasmussen Doa Bobo.
I was told before the match, or at least I learned before the match, that Nauru's national sport, the main game they play over in Nauru, is the rules.
Also rules, wow.
And the influence is, you can see that some of the influence in their rugby. The way the kick was taken for the touch finder.
Yes.
Exactly the way you do it in Nauru match. The punt.
The punt, that's right. And also, one other interesting thing about Nauru that I found out from some of the guys at the Oceania Rugby was that
a big hit there.
That was a massive hit by Bomai Kaupa. And that's setting the tone in this case. And as I was mentioning earlier on, the team Nauru actually, it's the first time that they're playing in a full 15s match on turf. They usually play on soft stone, as you know, back in Nauru. It's also, a lot of things. Like I said, it's a pretty historical moment for them right now. Trying to get rankings as we see Kayura getting dispossessed from the ball by his opposite number, Andale. Andale still going. Andale palms it off to Vali. Vali puts the ball back. And they spread it in. A gift opportunity for the Pukpuks. And our Lord Theo captain taken there. As they spread towards the left. Through the arms of John Tisakautu. Straight to Vali and of course across to Roba. Roba runs through everyone. And scores in the corner. For his third of the afternoon.
Valiant effort there by the Nauru defense, but they were just outgunned. Too much pace, too much power, too much experience from the Pukpuks here at the PNG Football Stadium as they add another try to their tally, increasing by the minute literally the scoreline. 58 points at the moment with the kick to come.
60 points with the kick to come.
I've been told they've reached the 60-point mark. And it really looks like it's going to be a long afternoon for Nauru in their first ever international rugby match in the 15s format here at the PNG Football Stadium in Port Moresby for the Oceania Rugby Cup. As Tisa Kautu, Pukpuk's second 5, looks to add another 2 points to his tally. The left boot of Tisa Kautu. Wobbly old kick there, doesn't find the mark. In fact, he's 10 meters wide. And the upright, he's hooked it. As Nauru comes back up to the halfway line, making their way slowly to the halfway line to restart this match. PNG 60 points to nil, leading Nauru in the second match of the opening round of the Oceania Rugby Cup here at the PNG Football Stadium in Port Moresby. Nauru halfback Zacharias Detonamo restarts the match.
Some fresh legs on for Papua New Guinea. I think Tony Sipa has gone for a rest. Mostly Imesa Brady Robert, the 3-time try scorer, and Arthur Clement have all taken a rest. Monty Diab is on the field. Monty Diab along with... let's get the changes right in this case, but at this time, the score remains 60 points to 0. Papua New Guinea over Nauru this afternoon, with about 11 minutes already gone in the second half. As we see a scrum being...
Sit! Hold!
And Kenneth Vagi coming in to feed the scrum in place of Singoina.
Max Valley with a break there. He's hit the
Valley.
gap. And he looks like he was going to go very close. He's brought down by the desperate Nauru defense. And referee Hosi Isabaeli blows a penalty to Nauru. The Pukpuks guilty of infringing that, the ruck closing off.
Max Valley just found a hole just open up out of nothing. And the replacement fullback just had room to move. Emil Latumahina is on as well. And they have it. There goes Max Valley straight through the hole.
Over halfway.
A quick left foot step. Almost had the pace there, but the cover defense coming across from Dagiora managed to get him down. And of course, big Vunipola, not Vunipola, pardon me, Hartman. Romanus Hartman managed to get there in time to stop possible 5-pointer there. As Kayura getting ready to throw in. And a good win there by
Advantage. High tackle.
Nauru, struggling to put him down. Morudula manhandling his Nauru opponent. Big fin there to Shiluk Denuga. And fitted straight through to Detanamo, who got hammered in a front-on tackle by Kenneth Vagi, the replacement scrum half. Referee blowing advantage over, coming back to the original penalty.
Number 8. Yeah. Number 8. Number the head tackle.
As we see the Nauruans getting a penalty to piggyback out of their own end. With Detanamo getting ready to find touch. And that right on about 20 minutes straight from the try line, I'm guessing. From the halfway mark. What am I saying? And straight bang, straight into the shoulders of Vagi right there. Replacement scrum half, so the scrum half, but he can tackle. May not be the biggest guy on the field.
That's formidable. Good ball.
I think PNG's experience is coming to the fore here. Just a little bit better in every aspect of the game. That's not to the great Nauru's performance. They're trying their best. They're competing at every scrap they can get. But the levels and the intensity is different. The Pukpuks are operating at a different level.
As we see the scrum being fed, and it's an easy push by the Pukpuks. And they usually get the feed. Diaby with the ball.
So we missed the squad.
And forwards once again giving each other high fives and whatnot, acknowledging that effort in terms of turning over the scrum. Jonah Kautu in the line. The linesman, Petro Kilori, having his trademark pink. And that was the scrum that was wheeled. As you see, Andale putting it straight into the arms of Diaby. And once again, immediately the Pukpuks are on the attack. A bit of a fumble there, but that's not stopping Valley. Valley cutting through. Valley looking to score his number 4 try, and he does it easily. pardon me, number 5. Wesley Valley, try-scoring freak. 5 tries this afternoon. My goodness.
The Valley Express is struck again. Once he got into space and he saw the diagonal run to the try line, I don't think he was going to pass it to anyone. Pindisi is back and he's gone in for his 5th try.
5th try. Oh my goodness. There he goes. He just puts the accelerator down. Too quick, too fast. And like I mentioned, the number 11, Doug Yarrow, he's been everywhere running cover defense the whole afternoon. As we see the conversion about to be taken on the side by Tisakau. And more changes coming.
So Zessel Devani, Freddie Andela and Bomai Kaupa have come off and been given a rest by Coach Billy Rapila.
So you'll be seeing David Kura.
Conversion is missed. PNG 65, Nauru yet to score.
The conversion attempt unsuccessful. The score remains.
Oceania Rugby Cup second match here at the PNG Football Stadium in Port Moresby.
So you got the 2 front rows. I think it's David Kura and Ezekiel Dako out there at the moment. Jordan Saladi as well. Comes off the bench. And kick that didn't go much way. Monty Diabe takes it up. Past the 50.
Step back.
A quick recycle there by PNG and of course Eddie Carl. The lock 4 takes it down. And here comes the big number 21. David Kura.
So no go.
David Kura, the big number 21 coming across.
Substitution.
Fortunately, a knock-on's been spotted.
Number 2, 6, and 4.
Number 2. 2.
2 and 6.
6. 2 and 6 off. 2 and 6 off.
And right in the mix there, the number 7, Johnson Scotty for Nauru, managing to force a turnover. As we see,
4.
Kayura coming off as well. Kayura, the hard-working, look, I've seen him at every breakdown, playing his heart out for his country. And also we see the introduction of
Crouch. Bye.
Zachariah Tamaki and Dean Kapea.
Listen, coach. Okay, listen, coach. Show the cap, ready for the set. Clear? Thank you.
Referee Posi Isamaeli just giving me some instructions to both front rows on their positioning and their angles.
Bye. Sit. Thank you.
Nauru feed. They get pushed off their ball.
Papua New Guinea once again forcing another turnover. And here's Valley again. Is Valley going to make it number 6? He does another step. Valley is going to make it number 6. He can't believe his luck this afternoon. He is having the game of his life. Wesley Valley, number 6 this afternoon for Wesley Valley. Try number 6 as well.
Yeah, standing at first receiver, Wesley Valley takes a pass off Vagi, scrum half, and he was surrounded pretty much by Nauru defenders, but no one could do anything about him. Too fast, too elusive, and from that far out, the man with his pace. This is off a win off the scrum. Kenneth Vagi, Valley first receiver, the jink, the step. Another left foot step there. I don't think anyone laid a hand on him, so had time for a nice dive there as well to finish off.
For a moment there, he looked like he was playing touch rugby. He's that quick.
Yes.
He's that quick, and he sizes up the opposition easy. He's able to put his steps where they need to be. Able to jink his way in and amongst the defenders, and he makes it look easy. And the kick conversion goes through. Takes them up to 72 points to nil. Peter, you did say it could be another 96, but
Well, I do remember that scoreline.
What's the substitution?
Yeah.
Number 1 and 5.
1 and 5.
Late 90s. So
1 and 5.
have
Sub.
to go back 20 plus years.
so now we see Zachariah Tamaki and Kane Rikers make their appearance for Nauru.
Okay, let's go.
And
Back up.
coming off, Abraham Itzamira and Sherlock Danuga. That ball's allowed to bounce. Oh, almost picked up there.
First knock on Papuak. Let's say squab. Samak there.
So mistake there by Papua New Guinea. As you see a scrum.
Crouch.
Just a little past the halfway mark. With the feed to
Sit. Hold.
Nauru. Detanamo just holding on to feed. I think he held on a bit too long. The referee not happy with the scrum. Holding his mark again.
Scrum is stable. The feed in ball. Okay. No delay. Okay. Crouch.
And the referee this afternoon once again.
Fine.
Earlier matches today saw Niue emerge victorious. 19 points to 17 over Solomon Islands.
Advantage.
And later on this afternoon, as we see the scrum being turned and Papua New Guinea easily winning that scrum and wheeling it around. And now we see big
Get up. Roll.
David Kura taking it up with his trademark red box. Papua New Guinea
He's falling down, back ball.
coming off your feet, penalizing Vito Denuga, number 20, and just on screen Maya Tamaki there in the jersey 21.
Well,
Papua New Guinea getting an easy piggyback in.
Yeah,
Piggyback.
if the pattern is anything to go by so far in this game, PNG are looking to score another try through their back line, although the forwards might have something to say about that, but we'll see. The line out to be thrown in.
And you can see, of course, Max Valley standing pretty deep here, so if they do come out wide, might see a move by them. Comes straight to Tisakautu. Tisakautu hands it off straight to Emil Latu Mahina. Latu Mahina taken out in front. A quick play though, a quick release there. The captain himself, Paulo Tio, bumping off one. And bring down number 2 as well. Ball's coming out. Here's Vagi. Vagi feeds it off straight to Saladi. Saladi on the ground there. A nice clean-up coming around there. Vagi coming out. But unfortunately, there's been an infringement there. The referee's found a mistake. Coming back to an original penalty. He's been playing advantage. Catching Nauru players inside the 10, or pardon me, not inside the 10. Offside, in other words, not behind the last man's feet.
Black ball.
As we see the scrum being packed just about 10 meters from the line, just a little past the line. PNG getting the feed and trying to add another
Look for
couple of
8.
points.
Look for number 8 to do something.
Advantage.
Vagi feeds it out straight to Kautu. Kautu hands it off, and unfortunately, Tisa just couldn't. I think it was Jonna who couldn't. Tisa couldn't handle the ball from Jonna. Kautu.
Some more up swam.
It's academic because they've got the penalty for offside at the scrum.
On the line.
Referee ordering everyone to stand behind the try line.
The Pukpuks have several options here. The
let's go.
tap.
It's Kenneth Waggy. Gives it straight to Motodula. I think it's Motodula who's...
With that try, the Pukpuks. My bad. The PNG Pukpuks now got a 77.
Louis Motodula who scored.
Nauru yet to score.
The big number 8, as I mentioned, he's been running hard all afternoon. So Louis Motodula scoring that try. If there's anyone who deserves it, I think he deserves it. He's been running hard all
Yes,
afternoon.
yes, and he didn't get a chance to run from the back of that scrum, so I guess he's made up for it.
Straight through 4 guys right there.
Yeah, that's just poor defense. But again, good technique, body positioning, and determination. Give him credit for that. He had to run through some pretty big defenders there, but unfortunately, Nauru just not up to it on their try line. As we see Tisakado looking to nail another conversion.
It's gone straight through.
2 more to TK.
It takes the score up to 79 points to nil.
Nauru yet to score.
And as you mentioned, this is pretty much a learning curve for Nauru coming through. This is their first full 15s match. From this point on, they get rankings, and they can only get better than this.
Yeah, they'll learn from this. It's a definitely a tough lesson to learn in your first international match in the 15th format, but you have to start somewhere. And credit to them, they haven't given up trying. They'll learn. The main thing is they learn from this encounter. They've got 2 other teams to play, and hopefully they can get some positive results from those other games.
Here comes the try scorer, Motodula. Once again, hard to stop. He's been running hard all afternoon. He's got a step and very hard to put down.
Step back.
He's been terrorizing that defense the whole afternoon. And some quick hands there, straight through to Jordan Saladi. Saladi's still going on. Saladi, the young architect, believe it or not. He's actually the president for PNG Architects Society in the country. And shows that apart from
push back, step back.
building and constructing stuff, you can actually construct plays too as well.
And break down defenses.
Once again, quick hands again, and all of a sudden Tisakado finds an opening. He's running up to the sideline. And right on the outside, backing him up, that looks like Max Valley, is it?
Yes, Max Valley's got in for, I've lost count, a number of tries that have been scored today.
And as easy as you like.
Takes PNG past 80 points, up to 84 points.
84 points with the kick to come. And Max Valley, since he came off the bench, he's been lurking in the back line. I'm just trying to pop up at the right moment and to get here, to put his name into the try-scoring books as well. So he's actually been rewarded with that particular backup play that he's capitalized on.
Tisakado running into a gap. He's got options on either side. Chooses the man in the 22 jersey. Max Valley. No, not Wesley Valley, but Max Valley. No relation.
Very shortly, we're just going to have whilst we're waiting for the attempted kick, we're just going to have a quick chat with one of the senior members of the PNG Pukpuks team. The PNG Pukpuks team, and also a Pukpuk great himself. Well, administrator of PNG RFL, Ian Liveris, and also, yes, it was many different hats. But Ian, for yourself, this afternoon, seeing the boys' performance this afternoon, fortunately the kick just missed, and scores remain at 84 points to nil over Nauru itself. Ian, great performance here by the boys, but again, with a side like Nauru, the first game ever, and they had to come against us. But just your take on the performance this afternoon.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. I mean, I don't mean to sort of talk down on a team like Nauru, but when you're playing a side that's probably not at the same standard that you are, you wanna play with intent and purpose, and you wanna make sure that whatever moves that you've been practicing during training and all the little skills that you've been polishing up on, you want to bring it to this game. This is obviously an easy game for the Pukpuks, and their real challenge will be next week when they play against Solomons and Niue, which are very, very good sides. So as far as a good hit out for the team's concerned, it's good. It's good they haven't taken their foot off the pedal, and they're just maintaining that same that consistency from kickoff. So that's a good sign for the Pukpuks.
Definitely, and I think that was what Peter was alluding to when he said, "I hope the boys don't slack off. If they're going to be playing like this, they've got to maintain that intensity and keep the pedal to the floor on this one. In any case, and the boys have been performing pretty good. The defense has been outstanding. The attack has been pretty good. Just one or two little mistakes here and there, the little niggles, with just a few handling errors coming through, especially with the kickoffs. I think that's something we're still going to polish up anyway.
Oh, they have to. I mean, like I said, Niue and Solomon Islands are a lot better sides, and it's obviously a case of where they're making the mistakes. They've got to correct those mistakes, and what they've been doing good, they've just got to improve and get better at it.
Now, with the Oceania Cup finally coming back to PNG, like after what, 4 years?
Yeah, 4 years. Yes.
It's finally good to actually see some regular competition from with rugby. It's been a while since we've had some international fixtures coming through, so it's great to see something like this happening back in Papua New Guinea, where the spirit of rugby is actually being revived, especially with the international fixtures like this.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've been in the doldrums for the last 3 to 4 years, and it's just great that Oceania Rugby have seen fit to build bring a tournament like this back to PNG. We've hosted in the past, which shows that the Oceania Rugby and World Rugby are confident that we can pull off these type of events, and it's great to see that they still haven't lost faith in us.
Great. So from this point, in terms of the boys actually performing from this point on, it's nice to see the reserves actually coming on and maintaining the same intensity that the starting players have actually gone off with. And very quickly you can see Latu Mahina making a break right through there. Latu Mahina going for the corner. Right to the corner, no one's going to stop him. And as I was talking about, a replacement player coming on, Latu Mahina coming on, and they're definitely not letting up this afternoon. They're edging towards that 90-meter mark, which Peter was talking about earlier on.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, he's obviously even though he's on the reserve bench and not named at the starting 15, he obviously knows that he has a role to play in the team, and he's competing for a position in the starting 15, and it's great to see that he's come on and carried on the work that was done by the person that he replaced. So good on him.
But for a team like Nauru, obviously they just learned. I mean, they some of the stories that we talked about with some of the guys from Oceania Rugby, they said it's going to be the first time the team plays as a unit on the turf. They usually play on soft stones back home. Some of the stories that some of the backstories behind teams like Nauru, and they can only get better with more exposure.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Nauru is not a very big country. They've got a very small unit. The fact that they were able to put together a national team and travel all this way to PNG is something that we all must appreciate.
True.
Having them compete is great for us. At the same time, it's also good for Nauru and rugby. They can only get better from this.
And in terms of Vanuatu, we haven't seen them.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see them next year. I know there's a big interest for this in this tournament by the Tier 2 countries and Tier 3 countries. So this competition is set to expand, as we've been telling, has been the word from Oceania Rugby. So don't be surprised to see Vanuatu in the competition next year.
Definitely, it's going to be interesting. And from your end as well, as an administrator of the game coming through, it's going to be some great positive news for Papua New Guinea hosting a tournament like this, and obviously the interest once again spiking up amongst the future rugby players that are probably watching this right now or hearing about it or attending.
Well, that's just it. I mean, we had this team. I would say is the idea now is to get as many players involved or having an opportunity to play for the Pukpuks. So come next year, there's a national provincial championships, and from that national provincial championships, the Pukpuks will be selected. So it's really up to these boys now in the team to maintain their positions in the squad, because, as you said, there are a lot of young kids out there that are looking at this team and they're knowing that, listen, I can get into this team if I try hard enough and I train hard enough and play hard enough. So for PNG Rugby, our quest is to throw that net out wide and bring in as many Papua New Guineans, or many young Papua New Guineans to compete and trial and get into this team.
I'd like to thank you so much for your time and just, having a bit of a chat with us. And definitely we'll be witnessing more great rugby coming up in the next couple of days.
Definitely. Please, if you're not doing anything out there, especially everybody in Moresby, come down. Come to the PFS. Next game is next week, Tuesday, 23rd. And our final game, our final round of matches will be on Saturday the 27th. Saturday the 31st.
Once again, for those tuning in for this live coverage of the Oceania Rugby Union Cup 2019, we're currently seeing the last minutes of the match between PNG and Nauru. PNG piling on points, 89 points to Nauru nil, unanswered as such. Nauru, once again, just a reminder, this is the first time they've come in as a 15th team and still learning the ropes, so you can't, definitely can't be talking down on them in this case, and they're playing good. Now this guy's been playing hard all afternoon. The number 11, Doug Yarrow, the winger, Elkodon Doug Yarrow. I've seen him run cover defense for so many times. He'll be coming a bit late or whatnot, but I think there was I think it was a juicy tackle or something. I think the referees just penalised and given that penalty to Nauru as they're heading back. And once again, just before all of that, I was chatting with Rugby Union administrator himself, Ian Liberis in Papua New Guinea, also a former Pukpuk himself as well, during the glory days coming through, and we're trying to revive those days again. And it's opportunities like the Oceania Cup that actually brings to light the talent that we have and the raw talent that we have in the country as such. And it's been a while coming, 4 years in the making, and finally we're back. In any case, and in terms of putting a statement, 89 points to nil as we speak is a pretty big statement in itself. As we see the replacement hooker coming on, I think it's Dean Kapea coming to field that in, and the ball taken up by Zachariah Tamaki. Pushed towards the sideline, just I think inches away. Referee right there, but saying the ball's in. As we see Nauru slowly pushing away across, but unfortunately driven back by some good defense from Getsi Raka. Right there in the white headgear, as we see Nauru edging their way forward, doing the simple stuff, getting it right, clearing out the ruck in this case. Once again, going for the short pick and goes. Nauru edging their way towards the Papua New Guinea try line. About 20 meters away, 15 meters I think. And Wesley Valley coming up the buck orders that the Papua New Guinea defense is forward pack, telling them keep them contained. The last thing Papua New Guinea wants to do is leak points, as what myself and Ian were discussing over. They've got to maintain the pressure coming up. Now just short from the 10-meter mark. Nauru coming through. Danuga taking the ball up, and it's a penalty. Playing advantage.
Number 7.
Nauru now smelling blood in the water. They think they can put a point. And Ditanamo, the hooker, the halfback, will be doing a short restart there. A short tap and go, and that's it. Ditanamo coming over. Attempt was made to actually pull the ball from Denuga on the ground there. As Nauru slowly inched their way, trying to crack the egg in this case, want to get register some points before the full-time whistle goes off. And they're committed to this. The PNG defense also committed as well, trying to stop the Nauruans from getting over. As we see them edging away, and no one's giving an inch. Now it's a game of centimeters in this case. Have they gone over? Referee's still not ruling on this. Finally, Nauru has cracked the egg. Finally scored a try this afternoon, courtesy of the man lying on the ground, trying to see who it is. It's the big number 23, Otto Adam. Otto Adam finally scores the first try for Nauru, creating history this afternoon for Nauru, and even the crowd in at the PNG Football Stadium, they appreciate it as well, giving an applause to the team.
Are we good to go down on our knees?
Oh, pardon me, I think it was Lockett Mao.
Offside. No, are we good to...
Yeah.
Illegal to go down on the knees to defend? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh. Screen. Number 22, Lockett Mao. In this case. So, coming back once again, I'm joined by Ian Liveris, administrator of PNG Rugby and PNG RFU in the commentary box with me. Definitely something I think the Pukpuks weren't looking to make there, but they managed to concede a try.
Yeah.
Good on the Nauruans. They finally got on the board.
Well, look, that's fantastic. I mean, this is a first for Nauruan rugby, so this is this is history for them.
True.
For the Pukpuks, that's obviously something they've got to work on for the next two games. That defense around the ruck here is going to be a lot more organised.
Definitely coming through. From yourself, looking at some of the players coming through. I mean, I know it's a bit too early to start calling names, but any particular excellent performances so far you've seen?
Yeah, I thought the young number 8 for the Pukpuks, Moresby, he's played very well. He's done everything right as a number 8 should. As far as his roles and responsibilities as a number 8 is concerned, he's made the hard yards up the middle. He's linked up well with the backs. He's definitely a player for the future.
Moredula. Which club does Moredula play for anyway?
I believe he plays for Spartans.
For the Spartans team.
Yes.
And once again, you can actually see, I think, from what we're seeing right now, after that, I mean, that try was a booster for Nauru. They've looked like they've got a spring in the step. Despite the scoreline, they've scored one against Papua New Guinea, and now you see that even their defense and even their attack, they're a bit more aggressive now than they were the last 60 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is this, that just shows that Nauru have not stopped trying throughout the whole game. And for them to have scored the try in the dying minutes of the game is testament to that. Well done to them. They've obviously been outplayed, but at the same time, in terms of enthusiasm and wanting to play, that hasn't kept that going right throughout the whole game. So well done.
The game's finally ended for this afternoon. The broadcast once again. It is the second match of this afternoon, or the last match, pardon me, for the Oceania Cup 2019, for the Oceania Rugby Cup 2019. PNG victorious in a 89 points to 5 drubbing of Nauru. Nauru once again making history this afternoon. Their first ever match as a full 15 side in the Oceania Cup as well. And from this point on, they get actually graded on, and they actually have their rankings. So at the moment, they're currently... From this point on, they start making they build up their rankings in the IRB standards, right?
Yeah, definitely. Teams are ranked on their participation in tournaments that World Rugby sets up in the regional tournaments, and obviously the Rugby World Cup qualifies. So, I'm not quite sure where Nauru sits in terms of ranking worldwide, but this definitely adds to their to their standing in World Rugby.
Now for the benefit of our viewers who probably might not be aware of what the rankings of Oceania is about, I mean, what exactly is Oceania and how that contributes to our rankings? Excuse me, right now. Apologies very quickly, we just have to cut across to the sideline and join Peter Pusalo, who's on ground with the captains of the two teams. Oh, pardon me, with Bruce, with the head of...
Here in Port Moresby. Bruce, what did you think of the first round of matches? We had two great games. One a bit lopsided, but the other one was pretty good as well.
Two great games. The first game between Solomon Islands and Niue. This is Niue's first game of 15s at the national level since 2000. and 11. And for the Solomon Islands, it's their first international since 2014. So we've provided them now with the opportunity, due to our new competition planning, to play more games than they ever have before. So that was a tremendous game. 19-17, I think, was the final score to Niue, and they played very well. The second game saw Nauru, who are the debutants in this tournament. In fact, they're the debutants worldwide now. First international game of 15s. They were certainly outplayed by a rampant and well-drilled Papua New Guinea side who have been playing some good rugby over the last couple of years. But look, they scored a try at the end. They gutsed it out right till the very end. They're a very proud team, and they got a lot going for them.
Well, this competition, the Oceania Rugby Cup, there are plans for it to expand, maybe include a few more teams having it on an annual basis?
Yes, we'd like to expand it to a few more teams. We'd like to get a women's competition being run at the same time, and we'd like to come back here again. Great venue, great people, great support in the stands for both teams, and that would be tremendous if we could do that. We're talking with various people up here in Papua New Guinea at the moment to try and get that across the line.
Well, there are two more rounds to go. There's one on Tuesday and then one on Saturday to finish it off.
Yep.
What do you have to say to the rugby community in Port Moresby?
Well, if you want to see some good rugby, and especially if you want to see your national team playing, and they are an exceptionally good national team, then get yourself down here on Tuesday afternoon and also next Saturday afternoon and watch them go around. There's been some sparkling talent out there on show, and it'll just get better as the week progresses.
Bruce Cook, thank you very much for your time.
Absolute pleasure.
You're talking about when you're talking about Bruce Cook and Oceania Rugby, and what did you say about PNG Rugby? He talked about the Kubbles being well drilled, and a lot of praise being heaped on about this performance. It says a lot.
Yeah, it's very encouraging. The fact that we've, as I said earlier, we've had issues in the last 2 to 3 years, and the fact that these boys have remained true to the sport of rugby and played rugby obviously at a pretty good standard in their clubs. For them to come out and put this type of display on in an international fixture is all credit to these young men that have remained true to the sport. So I congratulate them.
Not bad. And once again, we turn our attention back to Peter Pusal on ground. I think he's with captain for the Nauru team this afternoon.
Captain Damon Adeyang. After that, your team has played the PNG Pukpuks in the second game of the Oceania Rugby Cup. Not the result you wanted, but a great experience all the same.
Yeah, exactly. When we came in here, we were being realistic with our goals. So we just try to focus on our own individual, like as a team, we our own set plays, our own pods. But unfortunately, about 80 minutes of that game was just defending, and no team wants that. But great first game overall, and the Pukpuks are a hard team to start off with, but it's a great experience.
Well, you still have Solomon Islands and Niue to play in this tournament on Tuesday and on Saturday next week, Saturday coming. What are your plans for that? I'm sure you've got some great experience from this game, and you could look for some positive results in those two matches.
Yeah, I think for the next two games we'll still focus on our own goals as a team. Generally, we want our forwards to be involved in the game, but like I said, we didn't get much time with the ball in our hands throughout this game. We were just defending, and so hopefully for the next two games we'll try and avoid that.
What do you think of the weather and the ground conditions?
Ground conditions is perfect. First time for us to play on a grass. We don't have this back home. Weather, we were expecting it to be a bit hot, but it's always nice to have a bit of shade on top.
All right, Adeyang, thank you so much for your time.
Peter Pusal with the captain for Nauru. I think it was Adeyang. Pardon me. Yeah, Damon Yorab Adeyang, and like we were talking about earlier on, it's the first time they played on grass back home. They're usually playing on soft rock. In case. And speaking of which, well, it's now time to turn our attention back to the captain of the victorious team, an old warhorse himself, Aulo Otio, with Peter Pusalo on sideline.
I have with me PNG Pukpuks captain Ahula Otio. Congratulations on that huge win against Nauru in the first match of the Oceania Rugby Cup here at the PNG Football Stadium in Port Moresby. Your thoughts on the scoreline, and if you have any areas to improve, and what are you looking forward to in the next 2 games as well?
Look, first of all, hats off to Nauru for, we know that's the first time in the 15th circuit, and to take that big step forward is, I was commending the props. You can see the age disparity between us and them, but the big step is them, coming forward now. We're not too worried about scoreboard as much as putting our set plays together, try to get our processes going, and we clicked on quite a bit. Still lots of areas to improve on, and that's what we're going to work on before our next game with Niue.
Some impressive performances from some of your players. Wesley Valley getting 5 tries, I believe. Tony Sippel was playing like a back. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I lost count of the tries after the third one, but they come from they come from successful clubs, in the provincial sides, and that's what they were identified for, and they brought that with them, and I'm happy that they stepped up to the call at the national level. So that was expected. Yeah.
And Billy Rapilla, your coach, what did he have to say at halftime and indeed before the game?
Look, we had really short preparation, but I guess our advantage was that majority of the guys were from Moresby, and we've already been in prior camps before. Billy basically just gave us processes to work on and get the boys to gel together, and he's really good at that, good at people skills, and he really brought out the best in us. Yeah. So.
And yourself, you scored a try. You're looking to compete with Wesley for the rest of the tournament?
Oh, are you kidding me? No. I just happened to be at the right place, at the right time. Just happy to get a test match try notched against my name.
Aulo, thank you so much for your time, and congratulations on the big win.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
And there he is, the victorious captain, Aulo Otio, there with none other than Peter Pusalo on the sidelines. And, you can see, once again, joining me in the commentary box, Ian Liveris, administrator for PNG RFU. 89 points to 5, a big smile on the captain's face. A great afternoon for the Pukpuk team, for the Pukpuks coming through as well, and all the praises have been heaped on them. And for Aulo himself, I think, as the captain for the team coming through, he's had a phenomenal year this year, winning the Capital Rugby Union Cup for the 2nd year in a row as the captain for Brothers, and then now, winning a first game as captain for PNG Pukpuks. So, he's been having a great time, I think, for Aulo, and I think rugby finally stepping up in this.
Yeah, look, I'm very happy for Aulo. He's one of the true gentlemen of the game when it comes, in PNG rugby. He's a great leader. He's also he's also a very humble person, and seeing him play in this match, and seeing him him being the captain of the team and scoring his first try is very, it's fitting for somebody like that to have been given the honor of captaining in our country, and also enjoying the spoils of a good match by scoring a try. So I'm very happy for Aulo. For the Nauru captain, again, another, from just listening to him in the interview, another great leader. They've obviously come here with a game plan, a plan in terms of where they want to take Nauru rugby, and this is one of the first steps that they're taking to achieve that plan. So great to see 2 good captains leading their team, leading their respective teams, and ensuring that rugby at the end of this match was a winner.
Now, very quickly, it was a tri-fest this afternoon, so let's take a look at some of the highlights from this afternoon, or from the Oceania Cup Rugby 2019. So we take a look at this afternoon. Too many tries to count in this case. straight to Wesley Valley from Arthur Clement. Arthur Clement having a blinder there. I mean, Wesley Valley a blinder, 5 tries, and Arthur Clement seems to be everywhere. And of course, this one coming across to Arthur Clement again, giving it straight to Freddie Roba. Freddie Roba cuts on the inside, puts a try there. Freddie scored, I think, 3 this afternoon? Arthur scored 5. I don't know, 6 maybe? No, I think it was 5. But there was Freddie Roba with that try. That was, I think, in the 10th minute. And of course, the ball coming back, everyone playing hot potato. But then Wesley Valley just put on the accelerator and went for it. And just shows how quick this try-scoring freak is. 5 tries to his name. That was probably second one coming through. And then from the base of the scrum, you had the big number 8 spreading it towards the left, and a quick step once again by Valley, and goes in untouched. That was try number 3 coming through. We're looking at a 5-try hero, so I think you pretty know how things are going. And of course, this young man, Morodula, all afternoon charging at the line, finally was rewarded with 1 try, and some pretty soft defense there by Nauru as well. But like we said, still learning. And of course, break there in the corner. There's so many tries. I'm trying to work my way around it. And this one was probably the last one by Max Valley. Came off the bench, place of Arthur Clement, scoring as well. And of course, Emil Latumahina made a break there, heading straight to the try line. And he's also another try-scoring freak on the bench coming through. Did a bit of a faceplant there. But no concussions. Got to think head of here. And then finally, the only try that came for Nauru came from their number 22. The man who calls himself Lockett Mao. So Lockett Mao coming straight through, and I actually went across and scored. Referee right there. So Nauru eventually didn't walk away without any points. They put it through. So that was straight from Lockett Mao coming in. So those were the points for the afternoon. Well deserved. The first try as a full 15s team. So you can see the joy with all of that. Everyone cheering, regardless of the scoreboard. It's always it's moving when you see something like that. You realize, these are pretty much, the new kids on the block. They've just started doing a full 15s, and getting thrashed by a very experienced team like Papua New Guinea. And what can you say? 1 try, pretty much something good.
Yeah, very good for Oceania Rugby to see a team like Nauru score their first try in 15s rugby. Like I said earlier on, rugby will only be the winner in tournaments like that.
Well, Ian, I'd like to thank you so much for your time as well as we wind down, as we close up here. But thank you so much. Please keep up the good work with rugby. And definitely, from what Ian was saying, Tuesday 23rd is the next time we're going to be hosting. Tuesday 23rd next week. 23rd?
27th, sorry.
27th, pardon me. 27th. And then, of course, on Saturday, the 31st, will be the finals themselves. So please, if you are within Moresby, make sure to head on down to the PNG Football Stadium here at the Sir John Guys Complex. And if you are watching as well, log on to Click Padme. Go on Facebook as well and click PNG TV, in other words. But with that being said, it's been the first day of the Oceania Cup Rugby 2019. Papua New Guinea victorious over Nauru. And, of course, Solomon Islands going down to Niue. We'll join you again for another broadcast of Oceania Rugby on the 27th. On Tuesday. Have a top safe afternoon. God bless.